Good morning. I am on here to do some encouragement to those with mental health challenges and trying to figure out why their family members do not understand them, why their friends push them away, and leave them sitting somewhere crying because they're trying to figure out what in God's name did I do this time. So, no, I'm no psychologist, even though people say I should go to school for that. However, you know, people like to think that autism is a bad thing. Autism on the spectrum, you have three, they break it down in three levels, right? So, there's so many different levels, and so many people think that an adult can't be autistic. However, I want you to ask yourself this one question. If you have autism as a child, as a teenager, tell me, do they die or do they carry it on into their adult life? That's one thing. I need people to think about that because when people say, oh, you don't look like you have autism or you don't look like this, autism do not have a certain look, as well as FND, functional neurological disorder. There is a whole world out there to explore when it comes down to FND. A lot of people don't have no clue whatsoever that that falls with. Now, if you are autistic and you have FND, yes, you're going to test very high on the spectrum because FND and autism plays a major part entwined together. There's a link. Now, when you're dealing with your people with your borderline personality disorder, this one is a little difficult because people feel as though I'm crazy. I don't want to live. Well, baby, if you're watching this, you can't be that crazy because you're still here. Okay? Yes, you may have stormy relationships. Yes, you may not remember half of the stuff you do. Yes, you may have tried self-harm, but you're still here. 80% of people with borderline personality disorder are in institutions. Only 20% can survive out in the real world. And then there's a 5% that actually take their life for committing suicide. I don't know how they got that ratio, 80% in the hospital, 20%, and then a 5%. At any rate, stop thinking your children don't like you. They don't understand. They're babies. Educate yourself on whatever they claim that you have, okay? That's first and foremost. You have to know you. You need to read up on these things and see, oh, so that's why I do this. Oh, so that's why that happens. Okay, yeah. Now, let's go with the multiple personality disorder, which is no longer called that. It's called dissociative identity disorder. Now, is dissociative identity disorder connected with dissociation issues? Do your homework and figure that one out. Now, you can have dissociative identity disorder and still be quote unquote classified normal because they're all you. Okay? Just maybe at different ages. You can actually be still classified normal even if you have distinct personal ones that has their own identity, name, and characteristics. Now, would you be going out your mind if all of them came out at the same time? I don't know. Only you would know, and those that are around you. Is it possible that they all can come out at the same time? If they fighting to come to the forefront, yes, it is possible. Now, when people talk this stuff, switching court on camera. That means to me, you had to do some editing to know exactly what happened. Or some people will actually fake switching. I have a problem with that because, see, having dissociative identity disorder is a real thing. It is nothing to joke around with. The same way with OCD. Guess what? OCD is worse than somebody who has schizophrenia. People have lost their jobs because of OCD. So when somebody is like, oh, no, this got to be, no, don't mess with them. Don't say they got OCD to the 10th power. Come on now. Cut them some slack. You don't understand their struggles. And God forbid, don't let them be borderline personality disorder, dissociative identity disorder, bipolar, and OCD. That's a cocktail that's about to just explode. Don't mess with them. And just make sure if you're their friend, advocate for them. Get them the proper help that they need so they can have a balance and take the right medications and everything like that. And protect them to make sure that people do not mess with them just to see them explode. That's first and foremost. That's a given. Protect those that you care about and that you love. Yes, it's been so long since I did one of these things. I done went from what? Autism, FND, borderline personality disorder, OCD, dissociative identity disorder. Guess what? You know, when people do podcasts or whatever and they hold interviews, I call them script because they looking at everything while they're talking, so they have a guideline to go by. But guess what? You can have a baby for the females, and that baby is not going to come with no instructions. So while your child is going through these changes, you got to try to figure out, do you think you're going to come on TikTok, Facebook, any of them and be like, I need help and read something? Your baby is flipping out. Somebody please help me understand my child. This child is going to, and you ain't got time to be trying to remember verbatim everything that you want to say. See, when you do that, then it's fake. Well, Lord forgive me. No, it ain't fake. It's, forget that I just said that. And I am not going to record this thing because I am me. And yes, I jumped all over the place. And maybe when I get back into focusing and wanting to help those on YouTube, I will be a little bit more grounded. But I decided to come on here and do this, and I have been on here a little too long because I don't want none of my YouTubes to go over 5 minutes. So forgive me for being long-winded. Bye.